is your business, a channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, damn, Trina's disrespectful. Like, what is her problem? And Flo and her family. Oh, I'm just so over it. Well, guys, people, Makers of Crew, let's talk about Love and Hip Hop Miami. Now, we see it start back up with Flo vexing her house. You know, you've got Marlon banging down the door because she's changed the locks on his backside, because obviously she's vexed about him exposing her at her launch party that she had. She lets him in, he's chatting about he's thirsty because he wants to get in the house because he's thirsty. I'm just like, It's a whole ridiculous situation. So he's saying that he basically don't care. He's telling her, well, I just told the truth. You know, you should just be telling the truth. Flo is obviously upset because she's like, you embarrassed me in front of Claudia, in front of this and in front of that, in front of whatever. The man's been embarrassing you for a very, very long time. It seems to be quite on trend at the moment. But anyway, he is standing in his ground, essentially saying, well, it happened, so why don't you just tell the truth? I'm just like, the both of you are just pretty much the same. I mean, he's cheated on you, now you're cheating on your girlfriend. Like, make it make sense. In the end, because she didn't like what he was saying, she told him to come out the house, so she just dashed him out the yard for the day. I'm sure he would be back. Anyway, we also see Flo in the confessionals, you know, admitting that she is having money issues, even though she was seen last week shouting at Bobby and Amara, talking about she's rich and she's Miss whatever, MasterCard. I'm like, if you're talking about credit cards, then that doesn't mean you're rich anyway. But anyway, she admitted that she's got problems with money, but didn't want to specify what the issues were. Next, we see Trick. He's got his son in the studio, and I thought that's good. That's thanks to his dad having a chat with him. Now he's like, yeah, he's going to let his son go in the studio. So we see his son recording. He sounded like he's working on something that sounded all right. I was like, why has he not been putting this effort into him? And no shade, but you know, the twins, they need a lot more work. This one seems like he could probably go a bit quicker. But anyway, Trick's talking about, you know, wanting to do something for the 50th anniversary of hip hop and wanting to do something in Miami in particular. And of course, if he does something, then he's got to have Trina on board. So he's talking about setting up something around that and doing a concert, and wants his sons perform there too. Next, we see Safari. He's on set doing a movie, being a player. I'm like, you know, You're acting out what you seem to be doing anyway in real life. So good for you, whatever. Eliza pops up on him to go and visit him on set in her confessional, talking about she doesn't know if she should be jealous or jumping in his bones, basically. I'm just like, okay, Eliza. She tells him that she's basically told Bobby, Light and Tip about her walking him. When I say walking, I mean smashing, you know, jumping his bones. She basically told him that she's told them guys that, basically. So he isn't too happy because obviously he's saying that, you know, he made the mistake going public with Amara before. People like to talk. And then she, you know, goes on to admit that she's now cleared the air with Amara. And then in her confessional, she's talking about, well, now she feels guilty. I'm like, your son not a girl's girl, because you're talking about, oh yeah, girl code and all that, whatever. You had one little blip. So you said that you didn't hear from Amara for a little while. So that to you meant that you weren't friends anymore. So that to you meant you can just go after the guy that she was dating. No. That is just, I'm like, maybe what Tip was saying about you being a little bit out there is some truth, because what is this behaviour? And make it worse, you're still up in the girl's face and now you haven't told her. So now she's talking about she's feeling a little bit guilty, you know, friend code. I'm just like, yeah, you didn't care before. Like I said, you didn't care before. But of course, Safari, he's telling her to keep it hush. I'm like, keep it hush. She's already told Bobby Lights, she's already told Tip. So that to me is, there is no more keep it quiet. This is Bobby Lights. He will blast it to Amara. And from what we can see from the preview for next week, that's exactly what happens. Next, we see Trick. He's meeting with his team to talk about this 50th anniversary concert that he wants to do in Miami, you know, to celebrate hip-hop. He's there with his team and he's waiting on Trina so that he can have this meeting to discuss it. But where is Trina? Trina is nowhere to be seen. She is running 2 hours late. Trick has to leave because he's got to catch a flight to go somewhere. All the guys are sitting around waiting for her for 2 hours. She finally gets there, and as usual, she's got a very stinking attitude. I'm like, Trina, you go on like you are Miss Beyonce, and Miss Beyonce don't go on like this. Like, what the hell is going on with you? Like, it's just she's giving very much delusional, because, you know, she's all this, you know, queen of Miami. Yes, she was hot back in the day, and, you know, that's all great, but seriously, love, you need to check the ego. The inflated ego is just too much. Anyway, at the meeting, the guys are saying to her, well, Trick wants to do some sort of prom night theme. She's not feeling it. She's talking about she wants a headline, and she's not doing no theme with her name on it and whatever else. So next we see Brooke, Amara and Princess. They link up, which is cute. Princess is back in Miami now after, winning her 80k poker championship. I'm like, well done, Princess. Yes, my girl, do your thing. Brooke is, saying she's been between LA and coming back to Miami to work on her music, essentially, and just saying that, everyone seems like they're good. And Murray invited Eliza. I'm like, why would you do this? But obviously she doesn't know about what's happened. But then she's also sharing with the girls, basically, that she's working on some new music, but it's top secret because it's a top secret collab. I'm like, whatever. I already know it's Safari. We already know it's Safari. But on the show, obviously, they don't know that. So the girls are like, well, who is it? She's like, oh, it's top secret, top secret. I'm like, whatever. Then Eliza brings up what happened at Flo's launch party and says, well, that was a whole madness. So Mara starts to tell all of them about what happened and the drama about Flo getting a fake eviction notice. And Amara sharing that, she feels like Flo's been picking arguments with her, giving her a bit of a funny attitude here and there. Next we see Shay and Fable. Now, it was cute to see Fable doing his daughter's hair. I was like, that is good. At least you're doing your daughter's hair. Like, I can see you definitely know how to do the partings and things. So I was like, okay, that was a cute little scene. They're talking about all their issues from, her losing this baby to him being disrespectful to her mum. I'm glad to see her checking him about his attitude with that. They're kind of going back and forth and she's saying, well, you keep talking about my family, what about your family? Like, where are they? They ain't even come to see our daughter, basically. He brought up the fact that, well, I told you to come and let me bring her down to Milwaukee. And she brings up the whole cheating thing as well and how that was stressing her out. He's like, oh, well, what's a cheating got to deal with, our daughter meet my mum? Like, I'm just like, Fable is in Fable's world. Then she's basically, getting upset with him. She's really upset about losing the baby. So she's emotional, but she's also upset with him, saying that, the stress that he was putting her through with his cheating was partly the result of why she's lost the baby, is what she's basically saying. Next, we see Ray J, Safari and Marcus meet up. But Marcus has turned a new leaf, honey. He has turned a new leaf because Marcus, if you see the highlights, it was a mess. Marcus is very messy. It was definitely messy Marcus in previous seasons with all kind of antics with Brooke. But now he has turned this leaf of being Mr. good guy. So he's basically saying that he fixed up, he wanted to be a better person for his kids and for Brooke. And, he don't drink, he doesn't bash off no more, he don't watch no Sean, if you know what I'm saying, with the P really. He don't watch no one getting freaky, basically. And he's now a coach, life coach and a relationship therapist. And the guys are shocked, of course. Safari looks like he's shocked. Ray J can't believe what he's hearing. And so I was like, okay, well, good for you, Marcus. This is the new leaf you're turning and this is what you want to do with your life. Amazing. Good for you. Safari's sitting there spinning his tea about walking Eliza, even though he just told Eliza to keep it hush. Now he's out here chatting his business to Marcus and to Ray J, which cracked me up because the producer was shady and cracked me up, and very true. They basically pulled him on the fact that he told Eliza not to say nothing, but then you go and tell Ray J, and Ray J is a gossip. And then they came with the receipts of all of Ray J gossiping. And we crack it up. It's like, yeah, this man is a chatty patty for real because he's really passing on all the information. We know it won't take long before this all comes out and hits the fan in true, love and hip hop fashion. I just thought that was funny that he's telling her to keep it on low while he's chatting his business to Mr. Chatty Patty. So both of them have told two Chatty Patties, essentially. So, of course, it's going to get out. Next, we see Trick at his house with his team. He's waiting on Trina. Joy gets there before Trina. So it's been 3 hours. And that is when Trick had enough and was like, right, I'm leaving. And this is his own house. I was like, Trick is so mad. He's leaving his own yard and because he's vexed that Trina's not arrived. But I don't blame him, because she is disrespectful. I don't know what is going on with that woman. Yes, she always has an excuse for why she's late. She's always late to every damn thing, and she doesn't seem to care about it. She turns up, and then she still has a stink attitude. First she's saying she had a flat tire, but yet she still has a stink attitude while people have been sitting there for 3 hours waiting for her. I just don't understand it. So I don't blame Trick for trying to hot her up about it, because she's taking the piss. It's very unprofessional behaviour. Like, who the hell do you think you are? 3 hours late. On top of the 2 hours late you were at the last meeting. No, man. NASA. I would definitely be rinsing out her backside because she's rude. Anyway, they're trying to have this meeting. Obviously, he's not there. She FaceTimes Trick. And in the end, it doesn't seem like no one's getting anywhere because Trick is still pissed off that she's turned up late. She's now saying, oh, well, let's basically move on. Obviously, we're going to end up doing this next year. It's going to be 51 years. I'm like, how are you sitting here with attitude? So, the team was saying they're not going to do it if they're both not on the same page and involved. So, whatever. We'll see what happens there. But her attitude is just really disgusting. Yeah, I just find it really disrespectful that her, as someone who's been in the music industry for this amount of time, it's just okay to sit around talking about, well, I'm always late, and you're going to have people sitting around waiting for you for hours. Like, do you not have respect for other people's time? Like, it's just disgusting. I just don't understand it. So, what, is the only person you're on time for is your man? Like, what's going on? You were late for the thing with Flo. You didn't turn up for that. Everything you seem to be late for, or something's happened, or your team's messed up somewhere. Like, what the hell are you doing with your time? What is going on? No, I just think it's really disappointing to see her behave like this as someone that's supposed to be an OG in rap. It's like, set a better example, man. It's disgusting behaviour. Then we see Flo. So Flo's gone to Claudia, and it made me laugh because Claudia just about let her in the yard. I don't really blame her because, she embarrassed the woman. So Claudia's kind of going off on her, letting her know that she felt embarrassed by her. She's hurt by what she did. Flo is saying she only slept with Marlon once. It happened once, and she wants forgiveness. But Claudia is kicking off. She wasn't having it. Flo is apologising, trying to ask for forgiveness. Claudia's saying, well, look, I was there for you. I was there when you needed me. I gave you $10,000 to help you because you got your eviction notice. But you want to be acting like you're some rich bitch around here. And then she admits to telling Hot Topics the business in retaliation. So, of course, Flo is shocked and, basically saying that she really cared for her. Turns out she's a clout chaser. Claudia's saying that she felt used by her, and basically Flo used her to get back at Marlon. And I don't blame Claudia for being upset. And Claudia basically told her to just come out the yard. But, Flo, I think, is very hypocritical because she's upset that, her husband cheated on her, but now she's cheating on her girlfriend. They're all a hot mess. The girlfriend, the sister's a hot mess. Everyone's a hot mess. While they are entertaining to watch, it's particularly the sister, because I'm just like, how are you even like this? But I think it's crazy that she's there hanging around with her sister like it's nothing, even though they shared the same man now. Like, it's just mad. Then it ends with Amara on some long drive talking about she's ready to reveal the artist is who she is going to be doing the collab with, and she's ready to deal with the fallout of it, and no one is surprised. It is Safari, please. Anyway, next episode, it looks like, the Elijah Safari mix-up will be aired out and exposed. And why the hell is Shay visiting a Mambo with Flo? I said, did she not watch what happened last season? Has she not seen that Flo's life has been rather chaotic? Anyway, people, of course, I had to check on Twitter and see what people were saying about the show. So here are some tweets that made me giggle. Anyway, people, what did you think of this episode? Do you think Trina is taking the piss? Like, what is going on with her? What do you think about this whole Flo, Claudia, Marlon situation, the whole hot mess that they are? And what do you think about the Eliza and Amara girl code situation? Do you think Eliza's broken the girl code, or do you think it's okay? What do you reckon? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.